welcome to my channel. I know you're probably saying, Miss D, where have you been? Everybody needs to take a break every now and then. So yeah, I took a 2, 3, I don't know when you're going to see this video, but I probably would have been off of my channel for probably about a month by the time you see this. But anyway, happy spring, happy resurrection. What else has happened? We've had an eclipse. All kind of things have happened since the last time you saw me on my channel. But anyway, if this is your first time visiting my channel, I'm Mrs. D and I simply love to bake. That's it. I just simply love to bake. Most of the time when I share recipes with you guys, it's my first time doing it. And I like doing it in front of you guys to show you that if you're a first time baker, or if you're well, I can't say a professional because I don't think many professionals are watching my channel. But anyway, if you are a beginning baker, just to show you that you can follow a recipe and get it done, right? So today we are going to make cheesecake. Cheesecake is one of my husband's favorites. Not one of my favorites, but one of his favorites. Now, in making a cheesecake, what I have learned over the years is the key to not getting that crack in the cheesecake is allowing that cheesecake to rest in your oven. So I'm saying this at the beginning of the video. Hopefully we will not get that big crack. And if we do, guess what? We're going to top our cheesecake with toppings and nobody will know. So follow along as we make what I hope will be a delicious cheesecake. Now, this isn't my recipe, but I did modify it a little bit because I like modifying recipes and making them my own. So follow along as we make what I hope is a delicious cheesecake. All of the ingredients and measurements for this cheesecake will be listed in the description box. Now, the first thing you need to do is decide what type of crust you want. I decided I wanted a shortbread crust because the shortbread cookie that I chose had a little less sugar. So you'll need some type of cookie or graham cracker. You'll need granulated sugar, unsalted butter. For your cheesecake filling, you're going to need cream cheese. Make sure that it is room temperature, plain all-purpose unbleached flour, granulated sugar, sour cream, vanilla extract, lemon juice, salt, and 4 room temperature eggs. The gadgets that you'll need for this recipe, you'll need a food processor, a hand mixer, a spring foam pan, measuring spoons, a measuring cup, a rubber scraper, and some aluminum foil. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to make our crust. I've already preheated my oven to 320 degrees. I'm using the convection setting on my oven. If you don't have a convection oven, you may have to change the temperature of your oven just a little bit in order to, if you don't have a convection oven. And we're going to pulse these. We don't want it to be a powder, just crumbly. So let's pulse these. Alrighty, that's good. And let's go ahead and add our shortbread cookies to our bowl. And we are going to add, like I said, we're going to cut down on the amount of sugar. This is 35 grams of sugar. Let's see if we can use half of that. Yeah, that's good. And we're going to add our melted butter. And mix that all together. And this is where a measuring cup is going to come in handy. I'm going to use it to press all of my crust evenly around the perimeter of my spring foam pan. And now we'll add the remainder. And we're going to press that firmly into the bottom of our pan until it's evenly distributed. Using that measuring cup again. And you might feel comfortable enough to even use your hand. I think that's what I'm going to do, just to make sure that it's all evenly distributed. And then I'll go back and seal it with my measuring cup. Making sure that it's evenly distributed and that there are no little holes in the bottom. There you go. And we're going to bake this for 8 minutes in our preheated 320-degree oven. And remember, I've got my oven set on convection. It's been 8 minutes and now I'm going to remove my pie crust out of the oven. And we're going to set this to the side and allow it to cool before we add our filling. And this is what our crust is looking like. It's not totally done, but we don't want it to be totally done because we got to place this back in the oven again. So let's get started on our filling. Now, remember, like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure that all of your ingredients are room temperature, or it can cause your cheesecake to split, and you don't want that. All this hard work and all these expensive ingredients for that to happen. So let's combine all of our cream cheese, and you don't want to over whip this. We're just going to mix it together until it's combined. Then we're going to add our flour, and we're going to continue to mix that on a low to medium speed until combined. And now we will add the remainder of our ingredients. Guys, this is why I decreased the amount of sugar in our pie crust, because this is a lot of sugar. And I don't think I can get away with decreasing the amount of sugar because this is a science experiment. There's a reason why there's that much sugar. So we're going to add our sugar, our sour cream, salt, 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice, and this is freshly squeezed, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, of which I am not going to measure. 1, 2. And we're going to mix all these ingredients together on a medium to low speed. That's good, because remember, we don't want to add too much air. And we're going to add our eggs one at a time. And I am going to add them to this bowl first because my eggs have been sitting out. And sometimes, I don't know, I'm old school. You just never know when you're going to run across a bad egg. And our final egg. And like I often do when I'm making a cake, I am going to do the final mixing by hand, making sure that I scrape the bottom of the bowl to make sure that all of my ingredients are well incorporated. And let's add our mixture to our pre-baked pie crust. Oh, you know what I see? I see a little cream cheese that didn't get mixed in. I was so concerned about not over mixing it because I don't want my cheesecake to crack. Okay, there we go. All righty. Now let's add that in. Oh, would that be considered a blooper? No, it's called real life. I'm going to evenly spread that around. It almost looks like it's too much, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Now for the important part. We want to make sure there are no air bubbles. So we're going to tap it and shake it. Tap it and shake it because we don't want any air bubbles. I just have a feeling there's going to be a crack in this cheesecake. But that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect as long as it tastes good. I've placed my cheesecake on this pan just in case we get a little spillage in the oven. I've lowered the temperature of my oven to 285 degrees on the convection setting, and we'll bake our cheesecake for 75 minutes. I've just removed the cheesecake from the oven, but I want you to notice something. There is a lot of butter. There is a lot of butter on our pan. None of our filling came out, but a lot of our butter escaped from our pan here. Now, what I think happened was I did not add the amount of sugar that this recipe called for, thus not allowing the shortbread cookies that I use to bind together with the butter. So I think that's why we had the spillage, but I don't think it's going to affect the taste at all. So our next step, I'm going to cover the cheesecake with cling wrap and place it in the refrigerator for up to four hours or longer, or overnight, in order to allow it to set properly. And now the moment of truth. We will see if I was successful. I have allowed the cheesecake to chill in the refrigerator for about 5 hours. So let's unlock it and see what happens. Ta-da! Oh, that's beautiful. I love the height of the crust. Yes. Now, whoo, now we're going to have to lift our cheesecake off of the bottom ring. I'm nervous. Let's see how this goes. So I'm going to use these two offset spatulas to balance it out and transfer it to this plate. I don't believe in luck. Pray for me. Okay, here we go. I almost just want to keep it on the ring. I've decided I'm going to leave the cheesecake on this little platform, on the little base here, and I'll serve it from here. Let me let you see it up close. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at that successful cheesecake. And it didn't crack. There's a little condensation there, but that's okay. But it didn't crack. Yes. Woo, that's successful. Let's just sit it here. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel. There will be no taste test. There'll be no taste test today, but guys, make your own cheesecake. Control the amount of sugar that you place inside your desserts. That's what I did here, and this cheesecake looks pretty successful to me. Now, what I'm going to do with this cheesecake, of course, I'm sharing it with my loved ones, but I am going to top it with some of those Louisiana strawberries that I picked up from my local farmers market and possibly some blueberries. You can top cheesecake with a little bit of anything. I've got some, I've got some Biscoff cookies. I think I'm going to top it with a little Biscoff cookies and maybe just a little caramel sauce. You can change this up any way you like, but guys, try this recipe. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel. Remember, bake with your family. Thumbs up this video. And if you have not subscribed, press that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you can be made aware every time I download a video. I normally download a video every Wednesday, but sometimes life can throw you a curveball and you have to take some time off, but it's well. So guys, bake with your family. Thumbs up this video. Turn on your notifications. Like, share, subscribe. All of those good things. Be blessed. Bye.